Hello and welcome to another X-Ray Tech video. Today we're going to be talking about an onboarding automation for your services company. Now this is a sample automation. This isn't going to encapsulate everything that you could do during automation, but it's just to give you a taste of what's possible with the tools you already use. Now this is going to reduce mindless work that your team has to do. You're going to know that all of these things get done clearly, consistently, and correctly every time you onboard somebody new. And it should really give you some ideas as to other things that you can do during your onboarding process to help make your services company that much more automated. So let's get into it. Looking at Zapier, we actually have an 8-step automation here. Now, just to be very brief, we have a new record in view, which is driven by a onboarding survey that we complete internally. Now, this could be Salesforce, HubSpot, Pipedrive, anything that you want to drag over to closed one, that could replace this initial trigger if you like. For simplicity, we're starting there. Then we're going to create a customer folder, and then inside of that customer folder, we're creating a resources folder, and also a project updates folder, and then we add a statement of understanding into that resources folder. Additionally, outside of Drive, we create a new Slack channel named the client name, as you would expect. And we create some records inside of Airtable just as our activity log, as a way of logging internally, hey, this thing happened. We onboarded a new client, and this is our sort of activity log of all operational tasks. And the last step here is to actually send an email out to that new client that we're onboarding to go fill out a couple of questions, some questions inside of a survey to make them aware of their Google Drive link, all of those types of things. And let's actually take a look at the Airtable form where this whole onboarding process is going to get started. So here I'm looking at the Airtable onboarding survey. We'll say the first name of this client is Matt, and we can say it's Cameron, and the company is X-Ray .tools, and the email, we'll just put my email for simplicity here, and then it's a design project. So let's submit this and see what happens. Boom, you just onboarded a client, not Staples, but that was easy. So let's check out our email and see what we got here. So this automation should be running right now, and in just a second, I should be getting an email from robots at X-Ray. So we can head on over to the Zap details and force a run to happen. If you don't know how to force a run, this is how. You can just go into the Zap details and then hit run Zap. It's always helpful when you're doing little demonstrations like this. And just to double confirm, we can see Matt Cameron is added to our Airtable base. And looking at my email here, boom, we have an email. And looking at this, says, hello Matt, just can't wait to get started on your project. Here's the Google Drive folder, and here's an example survey to complete before our next meeting. So let me click on that shared Google Drive folder and see what got made. And boom, here we go. We have onboarding demo, X-Ray.tools, X-Ray membership. That is the top level name of the folder. And then we have resources and project updates, and inside of our resources, you betcha, we have our statement of understanding as well. So this automation did run entirely through as expected, and it created several Google Drive folders. It created a Slack channel. It created an email and sent that email to the client that you filled out in the form. And again, you can begin this process on Salesforce or HubSpot or Pipedrive or whatever CRM you choose. This is really just to get you familiar with what is possible with the tools you already use. If you're using Google Drive, Slack, email, Microsoft Teams, any of these software that you use right now, you could connect them together so that they can have a very automated onboarding flow for your clients. And just to wrap things up here, you can add additional folders that you want to create in Google Drive. You can swap out Slack for Microsoft Teams. You could add a phone call in here, a text message. There's so many things that you can add. Anything that's on Zapier, you could add to extend and customize your onboarding flow. This is, again, just an example to give you an idea of what's possible with the tools you already use. So as always, links and resources are in the description down below. Comment if you have any questions or recommendations for the show, and don't forget, keep the flow.